What is the scariest thing seen in the ocean that has a photographic proof? Voiced by Reddit Rabbit. Bobbit worms. They look like something out of a hell dimension. They range from 4 inches to 10 feet long, and their jaws are so powerful that they can snap fish in half. And what's worse about them compared to a lot of the answers in this thread is that you can end up with a bobbit worm in your at-home saltwater aquarium by accident. They like to live in holes of large rocks, which are also popular among aquarium enthusiasts to use as decor or hide inside the substrate at the bottom of an aquarium. As they are ambush predators who are mostly active at night, you probably won't figure out that there's one inside your aquarium until you notice fish have started to go missing. These worms are almost impossible to get rid of out of your large aquarium rocks, as they can cling so tightly to the hole they're in that you can't pull them out. They're also really good at hiding in small spaces. If you tear the worm apart trying to get it out, which is pretty easy to do, the leftover part inside the rock hole can regenerate into a new bobbit worm. Here's the story of a poor aquarist who found a bobbit worm in his tank. Edited to add. As to why an aquarist doesn't just boil the rock or bake the rock before putting it in their tank to prevent bobbit worms, the rocks the worms hitch in on are called live rocks. These rocks are from the ocean floor and contain microorganisms, bacteria, algae, coral, and invertebrates that help make the tank water healthy and stable. So anything that would kill the worm beforehand would also kill all the beneficial organisms on the rock, thus defeating the purpose of buying an expensive live rock. By the time they figured out a bobbit worm got into their tank, it might have been weeks or months since the rock got put in, as bobbit worms hide during the day and hunt at night. At that point, the worm could be anywhere in the tank. It's hard to pick scariest, but sperm whales are my vote for a top-tier scary ocean creature. Humans have nothing to fear. Sperm whales have never been known to eat us, but that's because they choose not to. The link is about sperm whales versus orcas, also an incredibly scary animal if it wants to kill you. Similarly to sperm whales, wild orcas essentially never do. Sperm whales are loud enough that they can probably kill a person with their clicks alone. If you look at the stats in my first link, you'll see they are huge, powerful predators. They have 8-inch teeth that are 2 pounds each, and they kill other animals with single hits from their tails. I don't know if this makes them scarier, but they can survive 10,000 feet below the surface for up to 60 minutes. The pressure there is over 300 times that at the surface, and that's close to the depth where the Titan submersible is believed to have imploded earlier this year. So you've got an intelligent 50 to 60 foot 45-ton master predator that can kill you with its voice and hunt you down basically anywhere in the water, including past the point where the pressure would kill you instantly. Sperm whales are loud enough that they can probably kill a person with their clicks alone. So after reading that their clicks can reach up to 236 decibels, I got interested and looked it up. After a cursory search, 150 decibels is where sound can start causing life-threatening issues, and 240 decibels is the point where it can actually cause your head to explode. That's some fantasy magic power levels of insane. Like, yeah, a dragon might be able to burn you to death or eat you, but if you tried to write a book where its roar would cause your head to explode, it wouldn't feel realistic unless it also had some sound amplifying magic or some crap. But sperm whales are just out there in real life at the cusp of reaching that level, but still capable of just straight up killing you with sound regardless. My mind is blown. This elbow squid motherfucker has given me nightmares for a decade. What kind of fucked up creature evolves into a long boy like that in pitch darkness? Imagine all the things it accidentally touches. I think you're onto something. Stuff it accidentally touches probably ends up being dinner. Deepstaria enigmatica. Is that a sentient bedsheet? Someone flushed their cum rag and it evolved. Deepstaria open and close their bell, or stomach cavity, allowing them to both move and take in prey. This motion also allows isopods, a member of the crustacean family, to enter and live inside the jellyfish. Although the nature of this relationship is not fully understood, scientists currently believe that the isopod rides along and gains nutrients from the Deepstaria while being protected from predators. When the isopod and Deepstaria were seen together in a 1967 dive, scientists reported that the isopod was bright red, around 8 centimeters in length, and appeared active, suggesting some form of beneficial symbiotic relationship. Phantom jellyfish I think are harmless, but they look terrifying and occupy a lot of space. Look up the giant Nomura jellyfish, similar in size and is currently wreaking havoc in the sea of Japan. I remember seeing videos of Japanese fishers going out and instead of water, it's all just the tops of jellyfish. Isn't this because of all the excess fishing taking place in the waters removing fish that would potentially devour these creatures? Great Lakes shipwrecks. For some reason, they are creepier when they are more perfectly preserved. So friggin' cool, but also scares me. The water in the depths of Lake Superior are actually the perfect temperature for preserving a body. There's one over 100 years old in the engine room of the wreck of the SS Kamloops, who they call Old Whitey. Though you could technically dive down to visit him, it's heavily discouraged due to the depths and frigid temperatures. Gordon Lightfoot wasn't being poetic when he said, "The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead, when the skies of November turn gloomy." Humboldt squid. I frequently go fishing with local captains in the Sea of Cortez, a bit north of Cabo San Lucas. When the Humboldt squid are migrating through, we start the day by going to catch 1 or 2 for bait. As far as sport fishing goes, a 50-pound Dorado is easier to pull in than a 200-pound marlin. A 200-pound marlin is easier to pull in than a 50-pound tuna, and a 50-pound tuna is easier to pull in than a 20-pound Humboldt squid. People say a tuna's whole body is muscle, and they swim straight down, but that's a bit of an exaggeration. With Humboldts, it's actually true. Wicked strong little beasts. Leopard seals. It's something about their eyes. They're large, fast, basically silent predators outmatched in their environment only by the orca. Their jaws open to almost 180 degrees and they have a bite force comparable to a bull shark. The sound they make fills me with a very primal fear, and in the right lighting, their eyes are terrifying. I think it's a wolf in sheep's clothing thing, but instead of a wolf, it's a flipping prehistoric water monster. Edit. I have learned more horrible facts about the leopard seal, a creature I now worship out of fear there may be one under my bed. These snake-headed murder puppies are, on average, 10-foot-long, 600-pound prehistoric killing machines that see any warm-blooded animal smaller than them as prey. Females have been measured to top 11.5 feet long and weighed at over 1,100 pounds of pure flesh-ripping terror. The corners of their extremely long mouths are permanently curved upward, and sometimes they smile, shocking no one. This is usually a sign of aggression. Nothing can erase from my mind the image of these terrible, fuzzy Jeff the Killer beasts smiling. Their heads average 14.5 inches long, with jaws that can open to 160 degrees, significantly larger than any one human limb or head. I hate this. Their teeth? Guys? Holy fuck, their teeth? Their lower jaw is massive, even for a predator. Leopard seal skulls and bear skulls are too similar for my liking. Seal eyes have spherical lenses, giving them a field of vision of about 280 degrees. With both eyes, they can see basically clearly 360 degrees. Humans have about 130 degrees of visual field, and maybe 180 total degrees of vision. If you can see a leopard seal, it has already seen you. You can't sneak up on these, need I remind you. Virtually silent when hunting. Murder monsters. They're skilled at adapting to many climates and food sources, so much so that in a world where polar bears and orcas are struggling, leopard seals are considered of least concern on the endangered species scale. The way they eat penguins is to essentially catch them and throw them into the air until the penguin is fully degloved. They throw penguins out of their skin. They also have highly developed craniofacial musculature, allowing them tongue dexterity and a powerful bite force. They sometimes hunt by just sucking prey into their mouths underwater. Goblin shark. Thing looks scary as hell and its jaw jumps out and attacks. Videos and pictures of people handling blue-ringed octopi in their bare hands. One bite is potent enough to kill 28 people. Absolutely chills me that someone is playing with something so deadly. I'd shit myself if I happened upon a spider crab. Nothing scarier than the Stygiomedusa gigantea, a massive deep-sea jellyfish. Grows up to 10 goddamn meters in length. Looks like a Dementor from Harry Potter. Imagine that's what you see looming in front you 6,000 meters below the ocean. Jellyfish are so terrifying to me. To me, it's the lack of emotion and connection to their appearance that makes them terrifying. To someone with the right amount of ignorance, they look like blown-up bacteria that exist to engulf whatever comes their way, and are keen to leave stinging souvenirs to those who escape. The bombs covered partially with cement on the ocean floor off Molokini. Bombs dropped during Second World War. It is where all the boats take tourists to go snorkeling near Maui. Look straight down and see everyone is swimming directly over the bombs. The tour guide said they didn't go off, but cement was put in them to make sure they don't go off at all. Right. There is an island behind there no one can go on as it is still covered in bombs and landmines. You'll be happy to know that the island that makes up the visible portion of the Molokini volcanic crater was declared free of explosives following a 2006 survey. The reason the island is off limits to visitors is because it's a seabird sanctuary for nesting seabirds like Bulwer's petrel and wedge-tailed shearwater. Voiced by Reddit Rabbit. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, it helps us grow.